This old man PHP. I create PHP video tutorials for the old guys who want to learn a new skill and compete with the young crowd. This is video 61. I want to talk about this function called password underscore hash. And this is recommended. I love it because I use it all the time to encrypt passwords. You know, a lot of times people, one thing I will do, people use different types of, algorithm, but I prefer this one the best. I mean, it really is. It's easy and it holds over 60 characters, right? So I love it. I really do. And one thing I do want to say, never put your password in a file on your computer unless it is encrypted. I'll show you in a second how you can do that. And don't put it in a database just like that without encrypting. First you encrypt it, and then you can, so they say, hash it, and then you can copy it to your database. So if I wanted to, I'll explain a little bit more about the hash in a second, but I just want to show you an example. So if you kind of did like this, input, let me see, if you do input, let's do another one called hash, pass, because you want to hash the pass. And let's do, I'll do that in a second. How about if we just create one right now? We'll go, let's say, M, A, B, C, let's make it a little 3, 4, 7, L, like that. And then you want to hash this. So what you use is the password, like this, password underscore, did I spell that right? Oh, yes, I did. Underscore hash, and then parentheses, and of course you need your semicolon, and then within this hash you're going to put this information. You're going to say, hey, I'm going to drop this in here, I'm going to hash this. But you also want to add a second argument to it, or parameters, how you look at it. When this stuff hits the actual function, this becomes parameter. If you're calling it like this, these are arguments. Then what happens is, in caps, say password underscore default. Like that. See, what happens is it uses this algorithm called I think I'm getting ahead of myself, but it uses an algorithm that's called bcrypt, like this. Bcrypt, like that. And so that will be, once you say default, it uses that, and that was like we got this, I think, in version 5.5, maybe 5.7, maybe 5.5 or 5. Just make sure that version is. And so what the bcrypt is a password hashing, right, technique, and it used to build password security, and it is used to protect the password from hacking attacks because the password is stored in bcrypted format. So what you do is you use this, and when you let's dump it real quick. Let's just say var underscore dump, and we're gonna dump that whole variable into this semicolon. Let me see. Is that what I called? No, I called it, yeah, pass, semicolon, Let's see what it looks like. Would it show it? Let me see. That right? Password default. There's no blue. There's no bluish. Okay, password hash. Alright, let's save it. Let's run it. Boom, there you go. See this? Gives you a whole 60 string encrypted. This is this. Let's copy this for a second. Save this. Put it in here. And this is what you call a string. You let password hash word hash it, encrypts it, and this is what you get. Right? Now you put this in a database, and then you say, well, then how do we read that? Because it's going to be difficult to. No, there's another thing that actually we use called verify. But we're going to show you that in a second. So, because I just wanted to talk a little bit about the deal is with this. See, when you store this into a database, it's very hard. People can't read it. But you got to make sure that your fields are large enough to hold the hash value, at least 60 characters or longer. And when the user asks to log them in, you can check that password input from the hash value of that database. You're gonna, right? So the password hash returns the algorithm. It's like the calls and the salt. Salt is part of that whole security thing as part of the return hash. Therefore, all information that's needed to verify the hash is included in it. It's included in this thing here, right? So isn't that amazing? I remember when I first learned, I'm like, what? But I love the way, using it. Use it all the time. For username, password, you could do anything with it, to tell the truth. You could put that in the form. You could create this and send that into the form and send it as hidden. And then on the other end, that program will read that and say, okay, let me do the verify against this. And it'll do it for you. If it equals to the same, it'll do it for you. So so it allows to the verify function, which I'm going to show you in a bit, without needing you to like separate the storage of salt and algorithm, because there's like this creates the password hash and stores it as an algorithm. Remember, it uses that thing called bycrypt, and that's an algorithm that hashes your password security, and it is actually used to protect the passwords from hacking. Because you got hackers out there that are trying to get into it, but that will help you really well. It's very hard to read this stuff. And this is okay. They say that if you do this and you hash it, it'll take like 75 years before they can break it down. But if you do something like this, let's put it. Nah, I'm not gonna put it here. But let's go like this. If you did something like, I am happy, or I am happy that I am getting money. And if you did that, it'll make this even crazier. And if you got hackers who want to find out what that is, they will never know, because you're the one that's creating this. This one will be easier because the hackers use their algorithm, and they loop through a whole bunch of stuff and they get all those combinations. That's why it takes a lot of years, but they'll get it. But if you did it like this, a password like this, they would never get it. It'll take this. I think they mentioned something about, I don't know, it will take like 1,500 years before they can break it. I forgot the actual number, but this was a huge number. Anyway, let's get on with this. So again, you know, when you use password default, it uses what is it called? I forgot to mention this. What is it? Uses this algorithm to do the stuff. There's also a thing called password, like when you change this to um, what is it called? Like this, password underscore buys, because the other one is a default. I guess this would be the default too. So when this one uses the buy, right? But if you do it this way, it uses this crypt called, it's called crypt blowfish. It's an algorithm, right? And to create the hash for you. That this will produce a standard like crypt compatible hash using something like, which is actually kind of, this one says X2Y and a dollar identifier. This is an identifier, by the way, and the results will always be like 60 seconds. So I guess if you can use that one, or you can use this one too if you need to. Then there's another one called what is it? Argo. Let me see. Argo N2I, and that also does the same thing. Everything hashes, but it only uses the available. This is only available if PHP has been compiled with the with this right here. Okay. Now let's run with. I don't use this, and I don't use the other one. Always use this one. I love this one. Let's read. Now that we did this, let's move 1, 2. Sorry. Let's get rid of that crap. Let's do the verify. Now the thing I'm using is like on the other end, I mentioned that once you put this in the form, put it as a hidden, you're gonna get this crap inside the form. Then when you submit the button, it goes into your other script. The other script will read this information and says, okay, what the hell is this? But it will run a thing called verify, and this is how it's done. So what you do is you say password underscore verify, like this. Oops, sorry, spell that wrong. Verify, just like that. And what it does, it verifies your input stuff, which is you just did, with the hash. So if I did okay, I mean, I should have closed that window so I didn't have to hear people talking. Huh. So what you do is you say like this. Maybe I should put an echo in front of it. Alright, like this, you do this, somebody call it. And the hash password, well, what is it? This one right here? First, let's put this guy. And then this could be called anything you want. But since we have it all in the same, we'll just use that. Okay, so what it does is it says, hey, is this equal to this? That's what that does. Let's see. Like this. It echoes that. It says, hey, is this equal to this? Isn't that wonderful how it uses that? So on the other end, you do this, and of course, if you have it like in an if statement, right, then you can go one way, or else you can go another way. So let's see what it gives you. There you go. See that number 1 right there? That number 1 says, yeah, it is. So how about if we just do it anyway here? We'll say if, let's put this information in there. this. Then this will say, so we could say right here, let's think, I can't believe it. People actually talk. I should have closed that window now and have to hear these people talk. Alright guys, give me a moment. I just want to close this window. Sorry about that, guys. You know, sometimes. Alright. And here it says pass, we'll say anything. Password matches. And then over here we could say dozen matches. So when you run it, 21, what happened here? It's expecting, did I miss something? I guess it would have been a good way. What happened here? What does it say here? It says here you need line 21. Did I? Should have taken it. Echo. Let's see. It says here syntax error. Oh, semicolon. There you go. See, guys? Thank you, whoever gave me the answer. Boom, there you go. Oh boy. Why don't we just put a space? We'll do this. Okay. Let's do this. How the hell did that happen? Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. That's the most strangest thing. There you go. What? Didn't jump. Okay. There you go. Password matches. Let's say if we mess it up, let's add, you know it's not going to match up, right? So then we should see what happened here. Ah, dummy. You just... oh boy. Because I changed it here, it was still using the same thing. This is great. It still matches. It's still, if I would have had this in another place without this here, maybe I could, how about we just, let's not hash it. It's too late now, but let's see. No, did not work. Well, sorry guys. That's because I had it on the same one. It was doing this. And every time I kept adding, it kept doing it for me. So of course it was matching. Get it? Because you got it over here. It's matching. Ah, that's so funny. That's truly, truly, truly funny. What we could do is we could say, instead of having that, we could just say, this will do this, right? That will give you this crazy number. So what we could do is we could say dollar, ABC. And over here we could say dollar ABC, like that. And then we could say, oops, daisy. We could say something like, who cares? 1, 2, 3, 4, B. So now it's going to read this, it's going to hash it for me, so now it's already hashed, right? Then you're going to create another one, because before we were using the same one, so of course it's always going to be, see when you do when you put this in another another script, like after you put it in the form, like that it comes up like this, put it as hidden, hit the submit button, close the script, then you can make the other script read this part. So you can always add this to this here as long as this is sitting in another place. But since I have it here on the same file, we'll just put something else there. There you go. See? Password doesn't match. But if I put it back here, password matches. Isn't that great? See, the thing is, remember we mentioned the crypt, this right here. What is it? That function that returns a hash string. So it uses this thing called, this is a lot of stuff. There's a lot of craziness, but it's supposed to be a short video. But it uses this, right? That's an algorithm. It uses blowfish. I think we mentioned that. What is it? Blowfish. It uses, oh yeah, this one too. This was familiar. This is another algorithm. MD5. This used to be first. People used to use this first. Not just like this. People used to use this first. But then they came out with this in that new version. So I love it better. So much better. It behaves different in different operating systems. So PHP checks that the algorithm, right, are available and what algorithm to use when it is installed. So when you install PHP, they say, oh, you could use this one. You probably could use the MD5 too, or the other ones. But I know this is new. This, what is it? Right here. So it uses that, it says, oh yeah, it's part of it. So it makes what it does, that it creates a weak password. So when you do this, well, where is it? It creates a weak password. It really does. And you don't want a weak password, right? And it does it without the salt. It does it without the salt. See, when you add salt to it, it becomes a better security. See, salt is a parameter, and it's no longer optional in older versions, right, of the crypt function. However, the crypt creates a weak password without the salt, and it makes the salt no good for you to use. I mean, the password encryption no good to use unless it's a salt. See, salt is a string that has all these crazy, which I had it with me so I can kind of show you what it is. But the salt is a string that you use to base on your hashing. And if not provided, then the behavior is different by the algorithm implementation, and it can lead to unexpected results. So when you use the password, where is it? This one right here, of course, you use the encryption, and that includes this here, includes the actual salt too. It's crazy, right? It looks at that, it looks at the verify reads that information, so, oh yeah, same salt. It's just crazy how that works. I'm not an expert in the security, but I am an expert in keeping terrible, information getting to the database. That's for sure. That's why I think in another video I did that, the breakdown of the security. I think I did. If not, then I'll create another one just to, refresh your memory in case you did see it. And if you didn't and you learned something from it, then fine. Well, we reached the end. You can get rid of this. Oh man, That's crazy. So when I was talking about salt, I was talking about this salt, and it has like a lot of, I don't know, like a bunch of stuff like this, crazy stuff built into it. Maybe I'll show you. Maybe I'll, you know something, I'll do another video just on salt so you can see what it looks like. Because right now I can't remember. I know it's a whole bunch of stuff like this, but I would like to see the whole thing. If I had it here, I could have just you know, brought it up here, but I don't remember right now. Anyway, we reached the end. If you enjoyed the video and you did learn about the password to verify, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. This will help grow my channel. A lot of people want to be programmers, they just don't know how to go about it. Sometimes they just, well, I read the books. Like, I mean, I read a lot of different stuff over the years, and then they said, well, can you show me at least, show me the basic stuff and I'll pick it up. And I said, okay, fine. You can always go to php.net page. That's like the actual manual. But if you don't want to go through it, and you know what you could do, just look at the videos, read and stuff, because you want that stuff stuck in your brain, you know. But we reached the end. We'll talk about salt on another time. And hey, have a good night.